with the 3 books, the first one is called The Strings Between Love and Race. The second one is called The Strings Blurred. And the last book will be called The Strings Broken. Because the whole point of the book is the strings between love and race, that string needs to go.
Absolutely.
So when it gets blurred and then eventually gets broken, there's nothing between love and race. It's just love. So yeah, that's the whole point of the name. Amen.
The name is perfect. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Passport to Perspectives. Thank you for coming back. And I want to introduce you to a new guest. Her name is Fatima. Please introduce yourself.
Hey guys, my name is Fatima Alabi. I'm an author of a K-pop interracial romance novel called The Strings Between Love and Race, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
In this episode, we're just going to dive into the trilogy and the series. And you guys, it's going to be such a special episode, okay? So we'll get some inspiration. We'll play some fun games, maybe get some fun stories and anecdotes. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, so give us a little background information, where you came from and how you got here.
Okay, so I was born in Nigeria. I moved to the UK when I was about 13 years old, and I've lived there for almost 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I'm visiting Korea for the first time now. I actually wrote half of my book based in Korea, and had never been until now. So
Really?
just purely on research, here I am. So it's nice to experience it in real life and see what my character goes through. So yeah.
And so when did you start writing in general?
So it's a little bit of a sob story with this one. When I was about 19, I was homeless actually.
Okay.
And while going through all of that, I was searching for an escape because I was squatting at the company I was interning at the time. And I watched a lot of movies and TV shows. Then at that point, there was massive buzz about 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes.
And someone that worked there, a friend of mine, had a copy and she was like, oh, it's not all that anyway. So I was like, you know what? Give me a copy. Let me judge for myself.
Yes.
For the first time in my life, I read a book to the end.
Wow.
And not only did I do that, I read all 3 books in a week.
In a week?
I was shocked. In a week. Like, back then, would get my pennies together to, like, get food. I used my last bit of money to buy the last 2 books to read
Wow.
it. That's how intrigued I was. And a lot of people hear 50 Shades of Grey and think, oh, you know, the sex part. No, I absolutely love the romance. Heck, I wrote a clean romance novel. Like, that's where you can tell where my mind is at. I love love, and I just love the love between those characters. And that helped me escape a lot and forget my traumatic experience at the time. And I promised myself, as a way to give back, I would write a book that helps somebody else escape. Oh, and a special thing, the author of 50 Shades of Grey, E.L. James,
Yes.
not only congratulated me, but bought my book. Yeah.
Are you serious?
She bought it, yes. So I just tagged her and just spoke about how her book inspired me to become a writer. And she reposted it, hearted it, and then sent me a message saying congratulations. And I said I would send her a copy, and she was like, no, I'll buy it. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
You guys, we love moments like this.
Of course.
That is so beautiful.
I know, right?
And honestly, something that probably kept you moving, you know, like a monumental moment in your life
Absolutely.
that kept you writing and kept you moving.
Absolutely. I really wanted to keep that promise to myself to give back because I know what that book did for me.
Wow.
And I wanted to do the same for other people.
And I think that's absolutely beautiful to turn, you know, your story into what could have been someone giving up and to turn it into something beautiful and move it forward and push it forward.
Absolutely. That's why I could not give up. It was just one of those things where no matter how hard it is, and I had no experience,
Right.
went on YouTube videos just to watch about like how to write. Do I need to go to school for this? And people were like, no, you just need to know the structure you're going to use. This is the process. And I followed that. And thankfully the book came out okay. So yeah,
Beautiful.
I'm really glad for that. Yes.
And did you happen to get an editor and things like that? Or are you
yes.
just kind of doing everything on your own?
So I sort of started out very indie, and then now I found a company. It's like a publishing partnership.
Okay.
Global Book Publishing, shout out.
Shout out.
So what they do is they help you with it's like a one-stop shop
Okay.
for publishing, but you keep 100% of your royalty. Yeah. and you just pay for the service. So yeah,
Well,
wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah,
okay.
they help with the book cover, formatting, things like that. It's still your story. You get to decide certain things.
Wow.
But one of the parts that was a bit hard, when I first gave them my manuscript, she was like, "It's too long."
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
I'm like,
you gonna
"What?"
help me?
She's like, "Find a new ending." And I'm like, that was difficult. But I'm so glad that happened, because when I found a new ending, people were still shocked. And I'm like, really?
Wow.
Really? But yeah, it's not really, I don't think it's a cliffhanger like that. But yeah, even my reader that I met today, she was like, no, it was a cliffhanger. Like, I was like, you better have a book 2 come in. And I was like, yes, the trilogy, don't worry. Calm down.
See, we love that. And we need that, okay? For a trilogy, a series, cliffhangers are necessary.
Right?
Just like in K-dramas.
Right?
Okay, cliffhangers are necessary. They do it on
Absolutely.
every single episode, too.
Because why would you want to read the next book?
You know?
But if you thought you had a cliffhanger in book 1, book 2, okay.
I'm so excited to dive into this book. Like, you got me super excited about it. I love it. And so when did you start writing
The book itself.
The book itself.
I started in 2021.
Okay.
The only time I had to carve out was my way to work. Usually I'll watch my K-dramas.
Yes.
So I had to sacrifice. I was like, okay, you know what? This is the only time you have. Just replace that and write a K-drama
Yeah.
instead.
Okay.
So that's what I did every day on the way to work, on the bus. And it was like an adrenaline rush for me, because I only had an hour.
Wow.
And the ideas would just come rushing. I had music in my ears. I can still remember certain scenes I wrote in certain like parts of my journey. In emotional scenes, I remember myself crying in that part, and I look up and think, oh my gosh, people must think I'm crazy right now. But yeah, and it was so fun to have it written all from my phone. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Honestly, the best experience.
Was there any drama or any song that maybe brought out more inspiration than others?
Absolutely. So I used to listen to a lot of OST. I'm an OST gal.
Yes.
I love sad songs. Don't ask me how. They make me happy, but yeah, that's my kind of vibe. So there's a particular song, Angel's Last Mission, Oh My Angel.
Okay.
I think it was Ali that sang it. And just listening to the song, there's a scene in the book where Mina and Jude are on a bike and she holds his waist while he rides. Just listening to that song, that scene came to my head.
Okay.
And I was like, this has to come in. I need to find a way to fit it in. And it's not one of the most monumental part of the book.
Right.
So yeah, music can really play a massive part to inspiration. Another one has to be King Bom Soon, I Miss You.
Yes, yes.
Shifter. I love that song. What other ones? There's another one called Love Always Runs Away. It's from a drama, like the 50 episode ones. The Lovely Lady, it's called. I really love that song. It's just, listen to it. So beautiful. And yeah, just listening to the like emotional lyrics really pulls in like the scene together. And I love that.
Let's just get a little deeper into the book.
Absolutely.
Can you go into maybe like a brief plot overview and just a sneak peek of what the book actually entails? Maybe themes, messages, things of that nature.
Okay, I'll do my best without giving out spoilers.
Right.
So I would try and give the blurb version.
Yes.
So June and Mina first met. So these are the lead characters. Mina is a Nigerian British girl and June is a South Korean British boy. They met in the UK while they were, the neighbors basically.
Okay.
And something happens and June's family and himself had to like drastically leave the UK and move back to South Korea. Mina spends 10 years looking for them. She moves to South Korea as an intern at her favorite boy band's company. Oh, the boy band in my book are called NO, which means Neighborhood Oppas.
Oh.
Yeah, Nongnae Oppas. So yeah, love the name. Because at first I was going to call them CTS and I'm like, Fatima, really?
Like,
that's so lazy.
Like, come on now. Like, let's be original.
And then NO came to me and I thought, oh my goodness, I love that.
That's
like,
a really good name.
Absolutely. I wanted it to be like Boys Next Door sort of vibe.
Trademark it.
I really should. Honestly, I want a real NO to exist someday.
Right?
So yeah, I created that. And so yeah, Mina starts working at this company and gets intertwined with one of the artists called Leah.
Okay.
And yeah, somehow, some way, she finally reunites with June in an unexpected twist of fate. So yeah, but beyond the romance, you see a lot of conflict between Mina and her sister. She's twin.
Okay.
She has a twin sister called Dina, yes. There's a lot of conflict between them and most of Mina's struggles comes from Dina.
Okay.
So she's forced to live her life in an invincible format to protect her sister. You would get to see why that happens later. And this also affects her relationship with June in the very beginning of the book.
I see.
So yeah, just seeing her overcome her own fears and her worries and discovering what happened between she and her sister, it's just so heartwarming. Funny enough, when I first wrote this book, Mina was a very happy girl, had no issues. Had a little brother actually.
Oh, really?
And everything was so handy dandy. And then my best friend was like, "Why is she so happy?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Why is she so happy? That's so boring." And I was like, "You want drama? I'm gonna give you drama."
Okay. What is life without a little bit of drama?
I think maybe I went a bit too far, but yeah, I'm
Okay, there's never enough drama. Like,
Right.
well, sometimes. But like at the end of the day, I feel like for books to come to real resolutions, for K-dramas to come to real resolutions, like there
Absolutely.
needs to be drama. And
Absolutely.
sometimes in series, it's never ending.
oh,
Okay? And
someone's always dying.
always. Or like undercutting somebody
Absolutely.
or doing
Revenge.
cheating on somebody, revenge for somebody. It's like,
Absolutely.
geez, can we get a break episode?
The moral of the story, guys, get yourself some honest friends, okay?
That part. Since you've been here in Korea for 3 weeks, correct?
Yeah.
Tell us why you're here.
So I came, first of all, I've been wanting to come to Korea for so long.
Yes.
And I couldn't because I have a Nigerian passport. And because of Corona, we were on the
Yeah.
blacklist. Finally came off this year, so here I am. I definitely wanted to also make sure I have been authentic in what I've written in the book and also check out Happy Home, which is a restaurant I've written into my book. It's a Nigerian restaurant based in Itaewon. She loves
It's
Happy
so
Home.
good, you guys. Like, I'm going to just quick shout out. Go to Happy Home Restaurant if you are here in Korea. You will not regret it.
Absolutely.
back to you.
So yes, I wanted to just make sure research-wise I've done it justice.
Absolutely.
And just actually experiencing some moments that Mina went through in real life here is so funny. When I first moved into my Airbnb, there was like an ajumma just standing and I'm like, oh, like I greeted her. She's still standing watching and I'm like, oh, Chip Chewin, you say, oh, like, is this your house? She was like, no. And I'm like, then sis, why is you in my business? Like, but the same thing happened to Mina. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad this happened because now I feel like I've written something actually authentic and honest.
I love
So
this.
yeah. Real life K-drama out here.
And so do you keep having just more authentic, moments?
Absolutely. But I've also discovered some unique features with Korea that's so different to the UK or Nigeria.
Please do tell.
For example, the toilets in every station. UK do better.
Love that so
Do better.
much.
Like, and what else? Oh, how you lock the door. I was like, but where's the lock? Like, where's the twisty thing? It's just like a nail you push in. I had to check, so I had to go outside. Or no, I asked my friend, I'm gonna lock this door, try and open it. Because I don't know if it's
I don't
locked.
trust this. I don't trust
I
it.
don't know if it's locked. And the stairs, guys. There's a lot of stairs. And getting lost is not fun. So
Oh, how many times have you gotten lost since you've been here?
I got lost yesterday. So
Yeah.
yeah, fun times.
It took me almost 2 months
Oh, wow.
to understand Korea.
Oh,
And like maybe 3 months to understand the subway system.
oh my goodness.
So
It's a mind-boggling
Girl.
process. But once you get it,
Yeah.
you become a pro. It's just like, psst,
easy.
this is nothing.
We could travel. I
This
mean,
is
I still need to look at my phone to see when and where I'm getting
Girl,
off.
I still do that in London. I still do that in London, so it's cool. It's everywhere.
But yes, other than that, we got this.
Absolutely.
We're here for
Killing
it.
it.
Has there been any dating, any romance since you've been here? Let me pull that out of the gates.
This isn't fiction, guys. Well, maybe.
You want to tell a little something? You don't have to tell,
Okay, fine.
everything.
I did go on a date.
Okay.
I will say the difference I've felt is the Korean manner.
Mm.
Really good manners, I would say.
Absolutely.
Like things like when he realized where I lived was a bit further from the location, he changed it to make it more comfortable. He texted before I left, make sure you dress comfortably. And I'm like, comfortably?
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Like what? And then while we're at dinner, I'm a klutz. I'm always like hitting stuff when because I speak very physically.
Yes.
Whenever I hit something, he'll move it out of the way. I'm like, so yeah, Korean men are different. in that sense, I could say.
That's adorable.
Right. But yeah, interesting experience.
And are you guys going to stay in touch?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Almost. Stay tuned for the second series to find out.
Stay tuned for part 2.
Oh, that's really exciting.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been on a few dates in Korea.
You do tell.
Yes.
Do tell.
okay.
You're trying to get me to spill my tea. You have to spill tea.
I'll spill a little tea.
Spill, girl.
So yeah, I've also had the same kind of experience
The
as
manners.
you. Yeah, the manners are just quite nice. You know, there unfortunately are some people here that kind of see us as,
Yeah.
you know, you understand the stereotype,
I see it.
right? So
Ticking off a box.
okay, and I'm not a box to be checked off.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
But at the end of the day, I've met some really good
Decent
people.
people.
Yes. And they're quite kind. And even if we didn't
Wow.
click in the chemistry area, we became friends or we say hi to each other every now and then, you know.
pretty cool.
And then there are some people that we had a little bit of chemistry, but schedules, you know, are life in general is just, it doesn't sync. I'm open to dating any ethnicity here, but as in like dating boyfriend, girlfriend, I haven't had that experience as of yet. And I'm okay.
I feel you with that. 'Cause
You know?
It's everywhere.
Okay.
It's everywhere.
And I feel like that's a lot of work and effort
Absolutely.
at this moment that I don't have
Have.
to give. I'm sorry.
It's like I'm getting busier, but it's like I want to date too, but it's like
Yes. You want to have a good person, you want to
Absolutely.
date, but at the
Absolutely.
same
it
time,
needs
like
time and dedication.
you're working, we're doing, you know, podcasts, we're traveling, we're, you know,
Girl.
there's so many things.
Absolutely. It's like you finish work, then you start working again, like you've just done today. And then you're traveling and it's like, oh, gosh, where is the time? And then
Sleeping, like, and you don't want to tell them, oh, well, come over now, late
you know
night.
what I mean?
You know?
Because then it's like a booty call. Yeah, I feel you.
You know?
I feel you. Sending the wrong messages that you don't want to see.
Girl, it's so hard because if that's the only time we have, it's
What
quite.
you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. So I have to oftentimes like really explain, like, hey, I do want to see you. I'm going to see you at this hour, but it is not for this.
True.
Be mindful.
Yeah.
Don't get mad if you don't get what you want.
Right? Like, this is not a booty call. Okay.
I've literally
Yeah,
had
it's
to.
at 12 a.m., but still.
And they some of them will try it.
Of course, because
You know?
she's just trying to say
Like,
no,
nah,
but
nah,
she
nah. She really wants it.
she
Like,
was.
no, I don't. Like, relax yourself. I don't.
I spelt it out to you, sir. It's a no.
You know, they tried it. Now we are going to go into our game section.
Oh, exciting.
Yes. We are going to play a game called Guess the Slang. Okay? We've
Lord
got
have
some
mercy.
Nigerian slang. We have some British slang. And we have some Korean slang. Okay? So
Nigeria, forgive me in advance. If I get it wrong, I haven't lived there in 20 years.
that's
I'm sorry.
all right. It's okay. And I'll try to give you hints.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
And if I come out with an accent, I apologize in advance.
If I don't come up with an accent, I apologize in advance. Like, go
I'm
for it.
terrible at accents.
Go for it. Go for it.
The first one, I beg.
Oh, come on. It's like, please.
Yes.
Good. People might think, oh, you're begging for something, but yeah, it's like, I beg, move, jaw. Or like
And what kind of slang is this? Who's slang?
African Nigerian, of course.
Already
My people.
had to start
Of
that way. I love it. Okay, the next one, knackered.
Oh, very British. Tired. I'm knackered right now.
All right, the next one, whole.
Horror. Yes, very Korean. It's like when you're horrified by something, like, oh my goodness, or OMG. Horror. Like, look at her, horrible dress. Horror, 대박이다.
Oh, and that was the next one.
Ooh, 대박.
대박.
Oh my gosh. Or like, 대박, amazing, awesome. Yeah.
She is killing it out here in these streets. I love it. Okay. Ichok.
Oh, very Nigerian. It's like, oh, how will I put this? Ichok. It's like you killed it, or like this is amazing. Like, oh, your dress, ichok.
Ooh.
Or like the food I just had, ichok.
I'm going to say that when I go to Happy Hour
There you go.
restaurant the next time.
This put it choco.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, banter.
Very British. It's when you have a good sense of humor. I like your banter. I like your banter.
Huh?
Yeah.
Thank
for
you.
real.
I appreciate it. All right, breakfast.
Very British. Is it not? Breakfast. Very British.
I think this is a new one.
Is it? Oh, hold on. I think it's a new one. Like, it's Nigerian.
Yes?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a new one. Bloody, what's his name? Don't tell me.
Okay.
Don't tell me. Burner Boy.
Yes.
Last, now everybody got your breakfast. Shayo. It's almost
Love that
like
song.
not being played, I guess you could say. Like, this one not your breakfast. That means you've been taken for a fool or whatever.
Heartbreak.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bloke.
Bloke is very British.
Yes.
It's like a guy. That bloke over there. Yeah.
Whiting.
That means like cheer up, you can do it, you've got this.
Yes.
Or like just cheering people on. I remember my Korean friend who lives in Jeonju, when she was in the UK, she was asking me for like, how do you say fighting in British sort of slang? And I'm like, how do you say it? It's like, you've got this. You go, girl. Like, that's what I can think of.
That's what we say in America.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you got this.
For
but it's
sure.
like, fighting? Yeah, there's not really like an exact translation, I'll say. But yeah, it's, you've got this, okay?
She's got this.
Amen.
I love it. Gobsmacked.
Oh, very British. It's when you're like so flabbergasted, gobsmacked. Like, can you believe he didn't turn up to the date? Gobsmacked. Like, what?
Excuse me?
Like, gobsmacked. So yeah.
Woto woto. WOTO. WOTO.
WOTO. Woto. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, Nigerian slang.
Really?
Yeah, this is probably new.
It's probably new.
Yeah,
Go
for
on.
sure.
What does it mean?
If you want trouble, you can find it.
How did I not know this?
I seriously think it's super, super new.
Wow. I need to
Yeah.
get with the kids. Like,
And I need to make sure I'm going to play this video back and make sure that I'm saying it right because I'm probably not. I told y'all my
Woto,
accents
woto.
are trash.
I need to
Like,
I need to
woto,
call
woto,
my
if you
siblings in
tryna-
Nigeria. Like, what's going on?
Like,
You guys
what
didn't
is
get-
this?
Why didn't you give me the gist? There's a new slang in town.
Okay. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. Bepu.
Oh, best friend, Korean, of course.
I love
Peppu.
that. My Bepu. My chinguya.
Chinan chingu.
Well, that is the end of our game section. Good job.
Thank
did
you.
very
I think
well.
I only got one wrong, did I?
Just one.
Yeah. Watta gatta. What did you call it? What?
Sure. I don't want to say it again in case they go
said
come for
short.
me in these comments.
Oh my gosh, I'm so bad.
I love you, Nigeria. I have Nigerian blood
Oh,
right, running through my
nice.
veins,
Ooh.
right? The ancestry DNA.
How many percent?
We're, a little less than half, but still,
Girl.
we're in there.
Meghan Markle was like, was it 43%? And she went to Nigeria to find her heritage.
That part.
Welcome, sis.
I am actually mostly Scottish and
Ooh.
Irish.
Okay.
And then I think Nigerian is next. And of course, majority American, because we don't know where we
I
really
need to
come
do
from.
mine because I might find 1% Korean, which is okay.
You never know. You know
never
what?
know.
I feel like we have 1% of everyone in us.
Absolutely true.
So
absolutely true. 'Cause
we
we've
all
been-
need to just get along.
absolutely love each other. Okay.
You know a lot of Korean. That's really cool.
No, I would say from K dramas, I've watched a lot. Hundreds. I think over, Lord, I don't even want to say I'm ashamed. But yeah, I understand. I'll say about 68% Korean. I can speak about 35 because I haven't had a lot of practice. But I'm getting by here just fine, thankfully. Thankfully.
And if you do those, like, maybe if you have time, do those apps, like Hello Talk
Do you know
or
what it is?
like.
Oh, that's where I met a lot of my friends.
Nice.
That are Korean. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that's how I'm able to exchange and like practice. But I think being here has been the best teaching moment because
Absolutely.
I'm forced to like find the words. But what I find is sometimes in a moment, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to say here? And then I leave and I'm like, oh my gosh, I knew the answer. Like, I want to go back and try again. But you can't.
Yesterday, I think I was in the elevator leaving school.
Oh, yeah?
And this middle-aged woman. She was super sweet, and she held the elevator open for me.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like, oh, 감사합니다. And like, as soon as I said that, she was
Oh,
like,
boy.
oh, 잘하네.
한국말
잘하네. I was like, wait.
Hold on, sister.
Wait.
Harmony.
And I tried to, get into the conversation. I was telling her things, but of course not in full sentences. And so, she just kept going because she's thinking that I can speak Korean. And then I was like, she asked me where was I from, but I didn't really hear it. So I was like, 2 years? No. And then she spoke English. She was like, no, where are you from?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. You just can't get in.
I have had the same exact moment. Like, I understand Korean, yes, but I understand K-drama Korean, yeah? Not real life everyday
Okay,
Korean.
because then you did.
Then
I'm
you
like,
go.
wait.
Because I'm with my friend, right? And we were going shopping, and she was like, oh, can you ask her how much it is? Can I try this on? So I'll be like, 이것도 돼요? Or like, 얼마예요? Oh, 한국말 잘해. And I'm like, sis.
Wait.
And then they tell you the price, and I'm like, could you write it down? Because numbers?
Can you calculate it for me?
And I'm not, sometimes I'm like, okay, I've been going strong. I can't let them down now. I pretend to understand. I tell my friend a random number, and I'm like, God, please don't buy it. Because I don't know what that means.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. You just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Good luck when you come to Korea. Study hard.
That part. So now we're going to do a little book promotion, okay?
Hey.
So would you be willing to read maybe like a little excerpt from the book?
Absolutely. There's the part I had mentioned to you.
Yes, please.
This part for me, I think, rounds up. So I'll tell a little bit of a story of what inspired the character Mina. So before I wrote the book, I was a fashion designer at the time. And I had a client who came in to have her bridesmaid's dress done. And she was so engulfed in her phone. And I'm like, what are you looking at? What's going on? And she goes, oh, I'm trying to sell my spare ticket for the BTS concert. They're coming to the UK for the first time. And I'm like, really, sis? You're 28. Judgy. Forgive me, guys. I know better now. And then I got into K-drama a few years later. And everybody looked at me the same way, like, really, Fatima? What are you doing? And I remember
Living our
that
best
girl,
life.
right? And then I remember that girl and I felt awful because I did the same thing.
Right.
So I created Mina to be a fangirl as a way to apologize to her. Yeah. So I did a lot of research into fangirls, different ages, what they stand for, finding out they do a lot of charity. They raise millions because of these boys. Some of them that were sick actually got better because of it. There's different age groups, like gender. I just realized how deep this really runs and how much I took it for granted. And I wanted to do it justice by showing who these women are, or men too, boys, whoever, and just show how united they are from different parts of the world. There were even some girls that mentioned that they found friendship just from supporting online, and they became best friends in real life because they, stand the same group. It's just amazing.
I love
And I really wanted to show that through the story and help Mina, because Mina goes through a lot of trials as well. I wanted to show how music plays a part for her and how that heals her through the dark times. So yeah, I'll read this part that describes what a fangirl is to Mina. And I hope that resonates with everybody else. People think fangirls are teenagers chasing after aesthetically pleasing boys or men. But it's much more than that. We define stereotypes diverse in age, nationality, and gender, and we unite in the shared belief in idols' messages and authentic presence on and off stage. So yeah, that goes to say it's beyond just music and chasing boys around. There's a deeper meaning, and you don't know what people are going through and what's their healing process.
Absolutely.
Everybody has their own escape, and this is what it is for these girls. So just respect it. You don't have to understand it, but you should respect it, is all I'll say.
I do see like where I should respect a little bit more of, fangirling or, fandoms in general. I think it's because I've seen so much like bad sometimes that I tend to put that higher than the good.
Because you're right. There is a dark side of the fandom as well. And I tackled a lot of that in book 2.
Okay.
I did a deep dive into like the research of it, and sometimes it's hard to watch.
Yes.
Like some of the sussings, yeah.
If I can get over that, then I could see what beautiful, fangirling like actually is,
Absolutely.
like, because I get it. I truly do get it. But I think sometimes my mind is overshadowed by
The dark side of it.
the dark side of it.
Absolutely.
And I
because
don't want to be.
Of course, and you're right. With everything, there's the good side and the bad side. But if
Absolutely.
you consume more of the dark side, it overshadows what's good about it as well. So I feel you on that for sure. And that comes to show also with connection of the interracial part of the story. I did that on purpose as well, because seeing how hard it could be for idols because of fans sometimes that they can't date. I hated that, and I really wanted to tackle into it. So I made him an idol on purpose, and also gave him an interracial relationship on purpose.
Okay, double whammy.
Like, let's really go in, because Percy's not allowed today, but I'm gonna piss you off and give him a black girl. Okay, that's what we're gonna do.
They will never be ready.
Exactly. Most of these toxic fangirls are out there with their boyfriends, living their best life, and you're like, he's not allowed to have a girlfriend. I'm sorry, who are you again?
Okay.
And you know how lonely they are to come back home to an empty space. The person that actually inspired June was Cha Onu. So he was on this show. It's called Masters in the House.
Okay.
And they would go to different professionals' houses and teach them something. They had a show at some episode and they asked the question about, oh, have you ever been rejected? And he was like, yeah. And they were all shocked. But you're good looking, who's going to reject you?
Right.
And I really thought about it. Like, why would someone reject Cha Onu? Then I thought about the fact that she might be scared. People are going to come for her. Well, you're not good enough for him. What are you doing?
Yeah, I would never date an idol.
You see what I'm saying? The fear of that. And it's like, why? Like, the whole world wants this guy, but the one person he wants is too scared to be with him. Imagine how heartbreaking that must be.
That is super heartbreaking. Oh, that's so sad.
Do you know what I mean? And then I also thought about, so there was another episode where they went to like two actors' house they married, and he just spoke about how they can share so much with each other because they're in the same profession. And Cha Una started crying, and she was like, yeah, I think I know why you're crying. You must be lonely. And he was like, yeah, like there's some things he wants to share with people or someone close to him, but you're scared.
Absolutely.
Would they reveal this? Can you trust this person? And I thought, even with his parents, he might not want to share it with them because you don't want to worry them.
Yes.
So it's like, how lonely must it be? So I created June as a way to heal Cha Onu in my heart. And there's also another character called Dongmin. He's more like a tyrant. He's very happy-go-lucky, doesn't care about the rules. He's also an idol, but he just doesn't care. So I wanted...
My kind of guy.
Exactly. I created him as a person who I wish Cha Una could be free to become. That's why I did that. And his name is actually Dongmin, which is Cha Una's real name. Yeah. So that was my way of like trying to do a service as a fan of Cha
trying to
Una.
move him forward within his...
Absolutely. So I was trying to show two parts of Cha Una, the real side that we see, which is like very reserved, and then the part I wished he could just be. So yeah, and even with Mina, creating her, obviously as an apology to that girl, but also because of my experience in interracial dating, I wanted to show a bit of that, because I used to think when I started getting into interracial relationships was I was waiting for the other side to attack. So when I got attacked from my side, it was like, whoa, I didn't see that coming.
Right.
Yeah, because you think everyone in your side thinks like you.
Yes.
So when I saw the reaction, it was like, wow. I was really taken aback. So I wanted to show their love in a way that made it clear their race did not matter. Like, I wanted to show the little parts that forms love, so you see just how important that emotion is. Because initially I was going to start the story from when he was already an idol, but I thought, no, I want people to see the past. I wanted to see how this love grew and just feel those moments with them. Even when your hands graze each other, just, you know what that means to those characters. So I really wanted to show that, and I hope I did, which is why, yeah, that's why they are what they are.
No, that sounds so beautiful.
Thank you.
I can tell that you have a loving and open heart for people in general, for love and for relationships. And that's beautiful.
I try.
How amazing would it be if he were to pick up this book one day and read it?
That would make my whole life, guys. Please tag Cha Una and tell him I wrote a book inspired by him.
There's so many good things coming up.
Honestly, when I joined my publishing partnership company, the one reason why I chose them was the main lady there, Sush, was like, make your book, make a business around your book.
Yes.
And when I saw that, I even have an OST created for the book.
Y'all, she's official.
I love OSTs, like I said
Yes.
earlier. So, and there was this singer called Semo I found on TikTok, and I loved her voice. And it was my birthday, and I was like, you know what, Fatima, just go for it. Message her, because she does a lot of K-pop covers.
Yes.
And then I messaged her, and she was into it, and we both wrote the songs. And I got my friend to just fact check me on the Korean side.
Wow.
And yeah, it's out. It's called Hello by Semo X, The Strings Trilogy.
I'm
Go listen to
downloading it.
Please do.
Now.
Please do.
Well, not at this moment, but as soon as she leaks. Like, that's
Honestly, such a
amazing.
beautiful song. Yes, absolutely.
I'm so excited. I'm showing genuine reactions because this is literally the first time we've talked about this.
Absolutely.
And I am genuinely excited.
No, I'm so glad.
As like a K-pop fan myself, as, a girl living in Korea and trying to experience life here, dating and living and just otherwise, like the story is right up our alley.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, for sure. That's amazing. What can we expect from book number 2?
To be fair, book 2 was actually quite hard for me to write.
Really?
Because one, the first process, I wrote it on the bus going to work. My job has changed, so I can't do that anymore. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to write this. And apart from that, the characters go through some dark times, although really happy times as well. Some dark times. And even when I read a book or watch a TV show or movie, I hate those moments.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do I write moments I hate?
Yes, absolutely.
It was a struggle. And I hate that sometimes June gets misunderstood, same like I feel about Cha Onu. But with life's processes, people are not always going to understand you.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to keep it as real as possible and not, I guess, sugarcoat things and really show the authenticity, and also involving Korea more, because the book is now solely, I think book 2 has heavily more Korea than London, but we still get a bit of London as well. And I wanted to show that, and also show Mina's growth in some way, or lack of thereof. So yeah, that was really
authenticity.
Interesting. There you go. So I'm growing through the story as well, learning about myself through the story as well, because certain times when I see on a TV show, let's say a character gives up something for the person they love, and I'm like, I think I'll do the same. And I hate that. But I'm like, I need to learn to choose myself too.
Absolutely.
The same way Mina needs to learn the same. So it's healing through writing her story.
That's
For
beautiful.
Sure. Thank you.
And so have you finished the story?
Oh, book 2 is out in December 14th.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It's already done. I'm just in the production process.
Okay. And are we having a sneak peek into book number 3?
Oh, number 3. For sure, I know how it begins.
Okay.
I know the middle, and I know the end.
Oh.
Just in betweens, God help.
Okay. We will figure it out as we go.
Honestly, that's what's so beautiful about writing. Even book 2, because I remember I had said earlier, I had to cut and start a new beginning.
Yes.
I struggled to get back into it for that reason as well, because I had disconnected with the end.
Okay.
I'm not starting afresh. So I had to go back, reread what's happened, and then carry on. But what really helped is actually my readers. So I have a group for everyone who's read my book on Instagram, and I will ask them questions every now and then. So I asked, like, what characters do you want to see more? To my shock, they all mentioned G1. G1 is June's sister.
Okay.
I made G1 who I feel like I am most of the time, and who I wish to be. A bubbly, happy-go-lucky girl who sees her friends struggling, but instead of knowing they don't want to talk about it, instead of trying to push, she just tries to create happy moments for you to help you forget, and just reminds you that she's there when you're ready to talk. I loved it about her. And for people to get that, she doesn't have a lot of like inserts in first book, but for people to want to see more of her, I'm so shocked she had that much impact being a side character. Good. So for that reason, I added more of G1 in book 2. So that was really nice to be able to do that for them. And even asking, like, what else would they like? And the reader I met today in person, who's Korea, Sarah, shout out.
Yay.
She asked me up, which was so nice to have your reader wanting to see you in person. So she had asked for an epilogue. And that really changed the shape of book 2.
Wow.
Because of the cliffhanger, the epilogue then helps explain what's led to it, which gives the reader a bit of comforting information. So I'm so glad that piece is there. But if I hadn't asked that question, it wouldn't have happened. So it's so nice to connect with my readers that way. I absolutely love our group and our close-knit. Like, when people message me, oh, I read your book, when did the second one come in, and asking me questions or telling me what they love about it, it honestly fills my heart with so much joy.
And to have a tester group, that has to be very helpful.
Oh, very.
For you.
Very, very helpful.
Because, sometimes when people are just starting their writing processes, like they don't know who to ask, or they'll ask their family, but that's not super into reading. Like, so the fact that you even have a test group.
Exactly. No, it's so nice. And them agreeing to join and just like help me with things
Yeah.
like this or like share their thoughts. I even asked them at some point for pictures of who they think June looks like because my book only has a silhouette.
Yes.
I hate pictures because I feel like you're stealing from that reader's imagination.
I see.
I want you to form your own images. So seeing the June and like the domain they had was so hilarious because nobody matched. And I love that because
Right.
we all have our own fantasies and that was so beautiful.
I do love that. When reading, like I get to create what the person looks like in my
Exactly,
mind. So I
exactly.
absolutely agree with you.
Exactly.
So can you share with us where we can purchase your book?
Absolutely. You can get it on Amazon globally, and you can also get it from my website, www.fatimaalabi.com.
Beautiful. And do you have any social media handles that you would like to share?
Yes, all my social media handles are called author Fatima Alabi, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. What else is there? LinkedIn.
No, she everywhere.
Everywhere you can find me, I'm there. With the 3 books, the first one is called The Strings Between Love and Race. The second one that's out in the December 14th is called The Strings Blurred. And the last book will be called The Strings Broken. So the whole point of the name, which funny enough was the easiest part of the whole process.
Oh, really?
I was like, what am I going to call it? What am I going to call it? And I was about to go to bed and he came to me. I was like, oh, this is it. This
Love
is it.
that.
And then when it came to like naming the other 2 books, I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to name it? And that came to me too. Because the whole point of the book is the strings between love and race. That string needs to go.
Absolutely.
So when it gets blurred and then eventually gets broken, there's nothing between love and race. It's just love. So yeah, that's the whole point of the name. Amen.
The name is perfect. Let me go back.
Go back.
Icho.
It definitely chokes, honey. Gobsmacked.
Gobsmacked.
Yeah.
Flabbergasted. let me throw some more.
Use all the slang.
Bewildered. We'll use everything. Okay, and we have reached the end of our show.
Oh, dang it.
Thank you so much for joining us. It has been such a pleasure having you
Honestly,
here.
this has been a great chat. It's like talking to a friend. I appreciate it. Chinguya.
Okay, you got new jingles. We love it. I love
Absolutely.
it. We actually just met like via
was it yesterday?
Instagram like
Yeah.
yesterday or the day before.
And here we are. Here we are. I love
Yeah,
it.
it was yesterday.
Yeah, I love it.
That's crazy.
I love it.
And we love a good spontaneous moment. And I
Absolutely.
want to do my best to share the stories and share the successes of everyone around me as a foreigner here in Korea. And I love that it's a fellow Black woman.
Absolutely.
And it's just been such a joy. It seriously has.
I can't wait to be back for book 2.
Hey, we're gonna have her back on part 2 of the show. I promise you guys. We're gonna get an update, see how that love life is going.
Oh my goodness. Cliffhanger.
Okay, cliffhanger. But
so
on
done.
that note,
Yeah.
if you guys would please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. And yes, I will put her information down at the bottom as well so you can know where to follow Fatima in the future. And you guys, I hope you have a beautiful day or night wherever you guys are watching. And I will see you next time.
Annyeong.
Annyeong.